Okay, good morning to everyone. In the yesterday's class, we were discussing about the uh, renewable energy sources and the non-renewable energy sources. In that, we were discussing about the solar energy. Of course, this solar energy can be generated with the photovoltaics. Some of the best examples of um, solar energy generation: there is solar cooker, solar heater, solar cells. Some of the advantages of this um, solar energy is, of course, what we already discussed, that um, it is completely free from the carbon dioxide. This is we have always we have to stress this one, that is the carbon dioxide. And of course, the as the carbon dioxide emission is very less, or you can call it as a 0% impact, whatever it is there, it will be, of course, it is very less. And the main disadvantage is that it is not constant. It depends on weather conditions, time, and location. Next comes the wind energy, that also we are discussing. In India, it is the fifth largest producer of the electricity generation with the wind. Of course, some of the major advantages are um, um, these wind turbines. Of course, the wind energy is going to generate with the help of the wind turbines, do not release emissions. Of course, this is the primary uh, advantage that we always have to highlight. So then the disadvantages are: first one, there is a maintenance cost, and it not available throughout the year. That we have to consider. The second point. So, in the examination, mainly they will ask that list the renewable energy sources and highlight the advantages and disadvantages. If they ask, you have to write point to point wise. So then we'll go with the geothermal energy. Of course, the geothermal energy is the heat releasing from the um, earth crust. Um, we can cover this um, heat as a steam or a hot water, and whatever the heat releasing from the hot water or the steam, that can be used to generate the machines or the turbines, then automatically we are going to generate the electricity. So the examples are hot springs, then smoke and geysers. The main advantage is that, of course, it will release uh, less than 1%. This you have to uh, slightly, because we already know that the earth crust, um, it is there, uh, consists of some of the carbon carbon based like products like coal. If the heat is releasing from this, you can say that hmm, of course it is a very less, but when the coal type of minerals are there in the earth crust, if the hot springs are releasing from that area, normally you'll get some of the carbon content in that. Of course, it is very less. Then the disadvantage is that installation cost is very high. What you can call it as initial cost. What we are talking about, initial cost, it will be very high. It is initial cost, it is very high. And one more thing is that the harmful gases. Harmful gases. So, like you can, if you say the harmful gases means it is some of the main thing H2S and carbon dioxide. This is very important. Wherever the sulfur bearing rocks will be there you may get this kind of um, gases. So then next come to the hydro energy. Of course, we already know this how hydro energy or how the water acts like energy, acts like a energy source. Because one thing is that um, it can be generated from the running water. You might have seen falls. Falls acts like a energy generating the sources, as well as in the dams also. Many of the dams, there also you are going to generate the power. So actually we are converting here the water energy, whatever it is there, we are making uh, to run turbines, to run turbines. So that is why he has mentioned that it is mechanical methods. Then once the turbines are running, so the turbines consist of the vanes, what we will call it as vanes or the blades. Vanes or the blades. So this will act like a runner. Then once the blades are running, or once the drum, normally these vanes are connected to the drum. Once the starter drum is rotating, the drum is connected. This will connected to the drum, or this one you can call it as also rotor. Then this will be connected to the shaft. This will be connected to the shaft. So then when it is going to connect to the shaft, uh, then that shaft will be connected to the generator. So it will be connected generator, there the power is going to generate. So normally the water jet means you can call it as jet, water jet. So then water jet, which is water is going to hit to the jet, then the turbine start rotating. These turbines will be inside the turbines, vane will be there, or the blades will be there. That blades will be connected to the drum. Then automatically the shaft will rotate. Then it is going to generate the power. So then best examples are dams, tidal barrages. Some of the oceans are also nowadays they are using for the conversion or the generation of energy. Of course, main advantage is that produce very less amount of. This is the one major advantage. It is also being used to control flood as well as the irrigation purpose. Once you construct any dam, you are going to um, stop the flood and make them use it for irrigation purposes. Of course, the disadvantage is that some of the disadvantages like if during monsoon season we can generate it, But when the water scarcity will be there, that time it is very difficult to generate the hydro energy. Then biomass energy. Biomass is an organic material made from the plants and animals' wastes. It's very important. What exactly this biomass is? So, whichever the unwanted plants are, if they are going to degrade or decompose, there you are going to generate some of the gases like very important methane gas. This methane gas acts like a energy barrier, energy carrier. So then from this they are going to generate it. This is one way of doing the production of energy. Even sometimes if you burn the wood, this also acts like a biomass. Then it is going to generate the energy. Then when it is burned, the chemical energy in the biomass is released as a heat. Here you can see that wood is there, crop is there, garbage is there. So then if you use all this for decomposing purpose, then you are going to release CH4. Then some of the alcoholic fuels are also acts like, and landfill gases are also acts. Landfill, when it comes to the landfill, you can say um, when it comes to the landfill, it is the disposal sites, solid waste, solid waste disposal site. It is not dumping site, but it has to be engineering disposal of the solid waste. So there also you are going to release this even methane gas. There also it is used as the energy source. Even some of the alcoholic fuels are acts like the energy barriers. If you take the sugar cane, it is having alcoholic content, so and that can also be used as uh, the production of biomass. Best example is molasses. If you see the molasses acts like a biomass that can be used as a biofuel. And another one is the biodiesel. For biodiesel, normally we'll use some of the plants. That plants you can call it a Jatropha. Jatropha is one plant which is used to produce the biodiesel. Um, this biomass of this Jatropha plant, it also acts like a energy carrier, and nowadays in many places they are utilizing also, but it's very less. The quantity is very less. Major advantages are equipment like biogas plant installation cost is very less. This is very important. That is why it has been recommended for even rural places also. Rural places. So helps in garbage reduction. This is very important. So automatically, whatever if you are converting all biodegradable waste into energy, so then it is the biggest contribution for the environment. So then, what are the disadvantages? Only this is very sulfurous gases. What we are talking about the sulfurous gases is H2S, hydrogen sulfide. This is very noxic. It is very noxic. So we have to keep it in mind that whenever you are using the biomass, make sure that the hydrogen sulfide uh, uh, gases can be reduced. Next is the tidal energy. The energy contained in a ocean waves, we can say it is a ocean waves, can potentially provide an unlimited source of renewable energy. So ocean waves are always created by the interaction with the wind, very important, with the surface. It depends on the wind. For example, if the more, wind is more, uh, then normally your power generation is also high. So it depends on the wind. So then one of the advantages is that it does not produce the greenhouse gas and very long. Life is very long. Its efficiency is about 80%. It does not require any kind of fuel to run. See, this is one of the biggest advantages in tidal energy because in some of the natural source like hydro energy and all those things, first you have to invest some money to release the water and from the jet. Just jet is going to hit to the turbines. This all things are required to be done at the starting stage, but it is not like that. Continuous energy generation will be there even without the initial trials or initial uh, energy utilization. Some percentage you have to use it for example, if you are generating 100 kilowatts of power, so 1 or 2 kilowatts of power you have to use as a starting to produce the 100 kilowatts of power. Here in this, even that 2 kilowatts of power will not be used, and 100% you can save. Disadvantage is that cost of construction of tidal power plant itself is a high. Initial, what we are talking about, the initial investments is very high. So for example, this is one Sinjan tidal turbine installed in Stanford country. It is in Ireland. You can see that how exactly it has been installed. See, we can see that here it is the plant inside. Uh, you can see inside the pipeline is there, and you can see the blades. It's nothing but the blades. When the tidal waves are going to hit to these blades, it will start rotating like this. So once it start rotating inside, we have generator will be there. You are going to generate the power. It's a very simple concept. Whenever the waves are going to hit to this, then it will start rotating. So of course here also the whatever the wave energy is going to convert into mechanical energy, then mechanical energy is going to convert it into electrical energy. So and when it comes to the non-renewable energy sources, that's the best one. First one, the petroleum products, coal, uranium. Of course, these are all one or the other day. These sources are going to be over because all these are all from the earth crust. So then, uh, okay, this non-renewable energy we will discuss in detail in the next class. Thank you.